Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. So today I just wanted to do a quick fun video for you talking about some of my favorite Japanese baby names. And I'm sorry I haven't filmed in a while. It's been really crazy here with my son Asahi. He's 16 months now and just running around everywhere all the time, and it's super hard for me to film a video, but I have been really active on my blog, mymotherhoodtokyo.com. It'll be linked down in the description box if you want to check that out, and also on my Instagram, and my handle is mymotherhoodtokyo. So feel free to check me out on my other social media platforms if you want some more content. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video, and yeah, I wanted to film this video for a long time actually. I've been compiling a list of Japanese baby names that I'm kind of into, and maybe we'll use in the future, maybe we won't. But I think that Japanese baby names are really interesting to me just because I didn't grow up with a lot of Japanese people in my life, so I'm not very familiar with a lot of the names. I don't have a lot of preconceived notions about the names, and because of that, it's easier for me to like a lot more of them, I think. Especially if you didn't know, I used to teach elementary school, so I have a lot of associations with a lot of kids' names. So these are just some of the Japanese baby names we're liking right now, and I'll make sure to leave the meaning and possible kanji if you are interested in using one of these names for maybe your future kids. I don't know. And quickly, just a little background. I do live in Tokyo, Japan, and my name is Jocelyn, by the way, if I didn't say that at the beginning. I live in Tokyo, Japan, and my husband is Japanese, and so my son Asahi is half Japanese and half American. And he does have a non-Japanese middle name. His middle name is Aaron, but we did decide for his first name that we wanted it to be a Japanese name because we really wanted him to be able to connect with his Japanese heritage. I think it's a lot easier for kids who are half American to maybe identify with their American side versus their Japanese side. It's actually really important culturally here, I think, to have a Japanese name and to really be seen as Japanese. So that's why we chose to give him a Japanese name. And so without further ado, let's start the video. And my first name is of course going to be Asahi. That is my first son's name, and the meaning for Asahi is morning sun. And a lot of people say to me, oh, it's like the beer, right? Asahi is like the beer. And yes, it is like the beer, but that is a different kanji, and the kanji that we use is, well, I'll show it down below. I'm not very good at explaining kanji, but that's the kanji that we use, and I really, really love his name. Every time someone finds out his name here in Japan, they all compliment it, and they think it's such a really strong and fabulous name, especially for, I think, a half Japanese person, because Asahi is a very kind of traditional name. So I think that juxtaposition really works well for his personality. Oh, and I didn't mention that Asahi is actually a girl's name and a boy's name, so you can use it for either. Okay, and I'll try to alternate between boys and girls' names, but I think I have a few more girls' names here than boys, so it might end up being a little bit girl heavy, so sorry about that. So I just did one boy's name, well, technically unisex name, but anyways, for a boy. And the next name I want to talk about is a girl's name, and that's Hazuki. And Hazuki, we actually have a friend named Hazuki, and she has such a beautiful name, and it means leaf and moon in Japanese, and it's also the traditional name for the month of August. So if you had a child who was maybe going to be born in August, maybe that's a great name for them. I just think it's a really beautiful name. I like those 3-syllable names. Yeah, I think it's really nice, and it sounds nice in both English and Japanese. It's kind of an easy one to pronounce, so I think it would be a good choice if you had a child who was maybe not full Japanese and you had foreign parents, or what am I even saying? I don't know, I just think it's pretty. Okay, so now let's go back to a boy's name. The next boy's name that I really like is June, and June is a good name, I think, because it's one kanji, which is really simple, and it's just a simple name. Like, there's something about one syllable, one kanji names that just are very, very strong. They're not trying too hard, do you know what I mean? And so June means obedient and truth in Japanese, and I don't really know so much about the obedient thing for my personality, but I do like the meaning of truth, and I think being honest and finding true meaning is really important, so I think it's a really strong name, and it's a boy's name. And going back to the girls' names, the next girl's name is a name that I've liked for such a long time because I actually had a student in San Francisco name this and I thought it was so beautiful. And her name was Yume. Yume means dream in Japanese, so this is a girl's name, and I just think that it's just such a stunning name. And it is one kanji. Again, I really like one kanji names, and it's not very common. You don't hear it here very often. So yeah, I just think it's really beautiful, and to have a name that means dream, I mean, come on. That's just, I don't know, like I would love to have that name, especially with that meaning. The next boy's name is Haru, and Haru means spring in Japanese, or like born in spring, and it also can mean sunlight. So I just think that meaning is very bright and positive, and of course maybe if you were named Haru you would actually be born in spring, and maybe it seems a bit obvious, but I think for a boy to have that name, and maybe even for, like, if I'm thinking about it, like a half Japanese boy to have that name, I love that juxtaposition of like a very Japanese name and maybe a half Japanese person. I think that kind of, it just goes together really well. Same with Asahi, so I do really enjoy that name as well. And the next girl's name is Akiko, and I have a friend also named Akiko actually, and the name means clear or crystal, and I really like that meaning as well. It's very clean, like when it comes off your tongue. Akiko is just very, it's not sharp, but it's not soft. Do you know what I mean? It's very, it reflects the meaning. I think clear or crystal, Akiko, yeah, I really like it, and it's also easy to say in both English and Japanese pronunciation, so I would like it for that reason as well. The next boy's name that I like is Takeru. And Takeru is a little bit hard to say, I think, in English. Anytime you have that R sound, ru, that sounds like L, it will come off maybe with English pronunciation as Takeru, which is a little bit not so good, but I think the meaning is really good. It means warrior or fierce or health, so it's like a very, very strong boy's name, and I really like that. Especially my personality is a bit strong like that as well, so I think with my child I would want them to have strength in their name that way. So Takeru is a name that we really like as well, or I really like. Yeah, the next girl's name, and actually this is a unisex name, so it could be for a boy or a girl, and it's Sora. Sora, it means sky in Japanese, and it's one kanji as well, so I really like that part, and it's kind of a short name. You know, Sora is short, and our last name is Saito, so Saito Sora is kind of cool to have that alliteration. Yeah, I've had several students with that name, actually, both boys and girls, so I know that it's for sure unisex, and yeah, I like that name as well. And now that I'm looking at it, I think I exhausted all my boys' names. So if you have any good boys' names that you like, make sure you leave them in a comment down below, because I definitely need more boys' names that I like. So the rest of these are going to be girls' names. So the next one is Michiko, and Michiko to me is like such a Japanese name, like what I would picture as being a Japanese name. Anything with ko means child of something, so Michiko means child with fantastic knowledge, and that's just such a great meaning, I think. And all of these have great meanings. That's, you know, the point, I think, of Japanese names. The meaning and the kanji are very important as well. And that's what makes them different from English names. I mean, the meaning of an English name, I guess, does mean something, but I think more people choose a name because of how it sounds, or maybe someone famous or a character, you know, has that name or something. But in Japanese, it really is about the meaning and the kanji. So Michiko, I think, it's like a nice blend between being cute and also being kind of elegant as well. So I think that that's a really great option too. And the next name is Izumi, and Izumi means like a freshwater spring. And I love any name that means something kind of natural. So Izumi, I think it's just really beautiful, and even though it has 3 syllables, it is also 1 kanji, so that's always a plus for me. And I think it's also pretty easy to say in both English and Japanese pronunciation, so Izumi is beautiful as well. And the last couple names, there's only 2 more, and the second to last is Michiko. Michiko means brightness of light, and I think that's just stunning. I mean, I would love to have my name mean something like so bright and full of light and positivity. You know, it's kind of same as Haru maybe, and I think it's pretty easy to say as well. And again, it's a girl's name, like I said. And the final name that I like is another 1 kanji name, and that's Tsubasa. And Tsubasa means wing. I think it might have another meaning as well, if I'll leave that down below if it does, but I think it's stunning and it's super unique. Even Japanese, like, there's no other name that sounds like Tsubasa. And it's also very strong. It's memorable, I would say. And for myself, like, I also have kind of a unique name. Jocelyn is not a very common name, so I feel like for my children, I want them to have unique names. And Tsubasa would definitely be unique. Even in Japan, there's not that many people, at least that I've met, named Tsubasa. And I did read that it's possibly unisex, but I think I've seen more that is for a girl. So anyway, those are kind of my top Japanese baby names that I have right now. And if you have any amazing suggestions for Japanese baby names, please leave them in a comment down below, because I would love to know. I'm trying to add to my list of Japanese baby names that I like. If you liked any of these names, or if you didn't like it, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I'm working hard to get more content out for you. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be posting on YouTube, just because it's taking me a lot longer to film things these days, but I'm definitely still updating my blog and Instagram, so all those links will be down below for you. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!